Did you guys know that this technique in the new Marvel Cinematic Universe movie Eternals is actually an extremely precise karate technique? By watching through the video to the end, you can punch just like him too. So let's get started with my breakdown. Hi guys, I'm Yusuke, a karate coach in Japan, and thank you so much for checking out today's video. So this character in this scene, his name is Gilgamesh, one of the members of the Eternals, with an incredible fighting skill using his fists mainly. So he will do punches, blocks using his fists. So compared to the other members who uses weapons and lasers, there are a lot of martial art-ish technique used by Gilgamesh. So back to this scene that Gilgamesh does. So he steps in, the enemy comes close, and then he gets both hands out, and then boom, hits him in the face with his backhand, which is the right hand in this case, and the left hand simultaneously. This is exactly in the shape like this, right? He ends up like that. This is exactly the same technique called Yamazuki in shotokan karate, or it has a different name in other styles, but basically this double hand punch in a lot of different karate styles. Well, let's take an example of Bassaidai, which is a shotokan kata using this Yamazuki. So what happens is in Bassaidai, there's a movement like this. Looks very similar, right? Let's watch it one more time. So first there is a kick, bang, bang, elbow strike, attack to the groin or a block 3 times, and then you prepare, and after this one, this is the important part, you do a Yamazuki, boom. And you repeat this on both sides, on the going this way and then back, and then doing the other way around. Ba, leg up, and then boom. See? Exactly the same, right? And there are mainly 2 things that Japanese karate practitioners think of when practicing this Yamazuki: the fist alignment and the balance between the body axis tilt and the body axis rotation. Let me explain back here. Okay, so going into the first point, fist alignment. The aim for the 2 punches here are the stomach, or usually the solar plexus, which is where the soft part is. So if you can touch your chest bone, it's hard, right? But then once you poke down, there's that soft part. That's gonna be your aim for the bottom punch. And then for the top one, you aim it to the face or to the side of the head. So usually, when you're standing, since we are not attacking a deviant or a monster, usually we attack a human being. So the human's face and the stomach is usually around the same line, on the same surface. So the Yamazuki, it can't be like this or like this. You want to align it right around the same area. So when we practice Yamazuki, you don't want this to be on, we want everything to be flat. That's the first thing we think about. The second point was the balance between the axis tilt and the axis rotation. This is more for the experts and the intermediates. So the beginners, I think it's going to be a little bit hard to understand, but please follow along, just as a knowledge. When you do any punch in karate, we rotate the hip. So this technique also, you rotate the body, and then this generates the power for the punch. However, in shotokan, this is a shotokan twist. In other styles, I've seen them being done like this, with their axis straight. So this is purely 100% axis rotation, axis being this one. This is just rotating. Shotokan version, you add the weight on the head. So by allowing the hand to follow the weight of the head like this, it generates a little more power. So not only do we do this, we do this now too. So rotation and tilt. We do that together, and then that especially gets the weight on the top hand, like this. So that's the second point, balance between axis tilt and rotation. Now let's take it step by step from 0 all the way to 3 on how you can master this Yamazuki and punch like Gilgamesh. So step 1, I'm going to be explaining this in a little more laid-back, casual way and not so much of like a strict karate way. So just stand up naturally, just be relaxed here. First point, you want to step one leg out very lightly. As you do this, since you're stepping out, the hip, I think, rotates, right? It doesn't, well, I guess you can keep it facing the front, but open it naturally like this, okay? As you get used to this, now you want to turn that back hip forward and rotate the body this way. So it's 1, 2. No rush here. 1, 2. Once you get used to this, on 2, when you step out, add a little more force. Boom. Think about your weight, body weight, moving from the back to the front. Okay. For those of you that feel unbalanced, probably 2 reasons. You're too narrow, so shoulder width here. Okay. Second way to make yourself stable, here, bend this in. Here, boom. Okay. So bring the weight from the back to the front with the rotation. Now you cover the rotation part. Let's now do the punch. Bring one hand back. So the same side of the back leg, add your punch. Okay. As you do one punch, now add the other hand. Here. This hand, just be relaxed here. Here. Strictly speaking, when you do the shotokan katas, you bring it like this, and then you bring it out. But so if you like to learn the traditional way, you bring it here and then out. But the very important point is that you want the hand to be around the same area, and then you want to lead that forward. So do that a couple times. Hip open, bring the weight forward. Use that to punch forward. Okay. If you feel unbalanced, bend this in, shoulder width. Okay. I guess another thing in shotokan, usually you do it in a full zensudachi front stance, but this is just for like a laid back explanation, so this is all good. Now, the very key point here. I'd like you to, now, as you move forward, tilt your axis, not the head, but your axis forward like this. Make sure you're not going to the side. You're still stepping in forward, but diagonally, you're going to bring your body axis like this. So not like this, straight and diagonal, like this. So the body is now going slightly open, not straight forward, but slightly open. So do that a couple times, like this. Still bend this in. As you do it, now let the arm follow this weight transfer, like this. Like this. Make sure it doesn't go tilt hand, okay? Make sure they connect, like this. This is aligning your head weight to your hand motion. And yeah, that makes it a Yamazuki. And now you can punch like Gilgamesh. Since I'm a huge MCU fan, I was so happy to cover the Eternals in my YouTube channel. I've also done a breakdown of Shang-Chi, and that was a heavily martial arts based Marvel movie, so that was a pretty interesting video. Please check that out from here. I also did a recreation of a gameplay of a character called Lydia from Tekken, so please check that out from here. I actually moved around. And for other karate tutorials, both kata and kumite, subscribe to my channel and check these out. And I have my online group and private lessons where I can take a look at your movements directly and give you feedback, so please consider joining there as well. I'll see you in my next video.